afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Hina's videocast. So today I'm going to talk on the subject of social stories again, and this is part 2. And the highlights of today's theme of social story is social script and comic strips. So if you have heard my previous videocast on social stories, there I have mentioned what are the different types of storytelling techniques, and social script and comic strips both are active social story techniques and storytelling techniques. So let's talk about social script. Basically, social script can be a document or a video presentation or a visual presentation that is going to employ the storytelling technique, as I've already labeled it, to explain any kind of a new experience or a new skill or a transition into a new kind of an environment, developing a new skill specifically to children who have neurodevelopmental, neurobehavioral, or concerns of ASD, where language is kept very simple, to the point, and images are often used. Because children who have ASD, they are basically visual. They like visual seeking, visual stimulating things, and they are Gestalt processors. So this I had explained what is a Gestalt processing thing long back in my video cast. So you can just look into my previous video cast. Now, why social script is becoming so popular, or why I am promoting social scripting, is usually when we interact with an individual who has ASD or an ASD child, they do a lot of scripting. So when you talk to them, even if they are verbal, they always do a lot of scripting. Like they just talk like a script. A script is being given to them. So because they do not have intonation, the mandatory pauses, that is how their talking tone is. And also we are very much familiar of the thing echolalia, which could be immediate or delayed. So keeping all this in mind, we focus that this is the way they are going to process. This is the way they are going to understand the meaning of the environment. That is why social scripting is just a unique way of using their own strength, because they like scripting, they are echolaling, so that way. So now there are certain situations forward where social scripting can be very, very handy. And you can put this into your diary, you can note down, and these are the situations which parents have only informed, and I have gathered through my experience and what I have felt, that here the social scripting is very mandatory to be used. So for example, a child has a teacher in school and he is very much familiar to that teacher, rapport building is very strong. So one day the teacher is not coming or teacher is going on leave. So there can be a social scripting done for that particular theme. Making a choice between two activities, two scenarios. When any of the parent is traveling, like the father is traveling or the mother is traveling, when you're going to visit to some of your relatives or they are coming to visit you, any kind of a circumstance where you have seen the child having separation anxiety, then having a sister or a brother, or meeting some new cousin, then going back to school after a long break, after vacations. So social script can be of great use when the children are going to again face the on-site learning from the remote learning phase. So school after vacations. Then is meeting a new therapist or meeting a new person. So we take our children to different kind of therapies, and they meet new kind of people. So meeting a new therapist, new teacher, new individual in their life, any new member in the family. So these are the scenarios which are very common where social scripting can be used. You can think of your own scenarios, or you can have your own experiences where social scripting is going to be very helpful. Basically, I have also explained what kind of sentences are used in social stories. So there are different sentences used. I'll label them again, but for the explanation, you can revisit the video cast. Like perspective sentences for perspective taking, coaching sentences like a mentoring sentence, affirmative sentences, concluding sentences, alternative sentences like if we cannot do this, so this can happen, descriptive sentences like describing the entire situation. So this can actually cut down the anxiety, cut down the meltdown for the child. So that's why I'm saying social scripting is a great tool. Now, the next thing that we come across is the comic strips. Now, I just want to put forward, when we open a newspaper, or nowadays when we are too much inclined to social media, there are many cartoonists all around us, and they try to put forward a lot of sarcastic topics or a lot of satirical topics, and we get the real meaning, we get the gist of it, we get the hidden meaning through these cartoons, because we are again Gestalt processors. So the same thing happens for a kid. This is the way they are going to learn. This is the way they are going to perceive. Again, they are going to make out, decipher the meaning of things around them. So it is again used for teaching the children, training the children, some kind of a scenario, used to tell simple stories. And when we go for the cartoon strips, it's usually drawn in the form of cartoon, so it becomes quite interactive and visually appealing again. So the topics again which you can cover, you can frame your own topics. Simple, if you want to prepare a child for a play date, or you want to prepare a child for first day at school, or you need to prepare a child for a picnic, or a child for going to some museum where he would only be with the teachers, not the parents, not the sibling, not somebody he has a good rapport with, but in a new thing. So these can be used. Then superheroes are used in cartoons. So this is the way the child likes to see these things, and they perceive it well. So this is the second part of social story. So social story is the greatest tool which we use in our world of ASD, and that's how I like to sum this up. And thank you to listening to my videocast today.